What's going on, guys? Indy here with Ultimate Tool Reviews, and before we jump into today's video, I'd like to talk about our sponsor, Fast Coupons 01. Now, they are a coupon website. There's going to be a link in the description below where you can save an extra 10% on those coupons. Now, they offer coupons for exclusively Lowe's and Home Depot. They have in-store coupons and they have online coupons. So I got to try out a few of the coupons myself, talk with their team there, and they actually have excellent customer service. They'll get back to you really fast during regular business hours. Now, I did get to try the coupon myself, and I will say make sure you understand the terms and conditions and exclusions of those coupons before you use them. Don't add a bunch of stuff to your cart and expect to just save on the whole thing. Make sure you understand exactly what you're buying and what those coupons can save you. So it's absolutely fantastic. Their team's absolutely amazing over at Fast Coupons, and they've been just awesome to work with. So guys, definitely check out the link in the description below, save some money at Home Depot or Lowe's, and let's jump right into today's video. What's up, guys? Indy here with Ultimate Tool Reviews, and I have people who actually request to do a toolbox tour because I always have these right behind me in a lot of my videos. So I thought I would do one today on a Saturday afternoon right now. So I've got a lot of toolboxes here. I always look for a sale to grab them, you know, if they're on clearance at Lowe's or something. So I like to pick them up whenever I can get an awesome deal on them. So right here in front of me is a Kobalt box. This is actually not the first box I bought. It was actually the US General over there. Bought that about 7 years ago. It had a coupon on it. It was part of the, you know, back when they did the parking lot sales. I'll get into that in just a little bit. But anyways, here is my Kobalt box. I actually got the upper part from my dad. He got it on clearance at Lowe's and just ended up not needing it. I think I got it from him for like 60 bucks. I got the lower, and the lower actually had a big dent in the back. I think they hit it with a forklift. And I ended up getting this for like 20 bucks at Lowe's. So the manager just wanted to get it gone as fast as possible. He's like, hey, just take it at 20 bucks, whatever, just get it out of here. It was so badly damaged. So what I ended up doing was I ended up pulling the drawers out and putting it on its back and just standing on it to get that dent out, and it actually worked. So it works totally fine, which is pretty cool. But anyways, up top here, I absolutely love the amount of workspace you get up here with these Kobalt chests. I've got one of the dust masks here that RZ sent me, which is pretty cool. I like to keep hand sanitizer up here. I like keeping some tape measures, remote for the TV over there. Of course, a thermometer is always nice. I do keep peppermint essential oil, not because I'm a big fan of essential oil, but because it keeps mice and squirrels away. So what I do is whenever I change out the air filters or the cabin air filters in my vehicles, I put a little bit of that in there, and it keeps the mice and squirrels just really far away. It works absolutely phenomenal. Of course, doesn't hurt them. Nice, you know, just be able to keep the, you know, the insects and stuff away, and prevents, you know, from wires from being chewed up here, because I live really close to a state park, so we get a lot of bears and squirrels and raccoons around here. So up top here, I like to keep a 3/8 inch impact wrench and a impact driver always on hand. This is just the regular Makita XWT12. Not really high power by any means, probably one of the weakest ones in the market, but it gets the job done. They're relatively cheap on eBay. Pick them up for like 60, 70 bucks, you know, they're nice to have just around. You've probably seen this review here. This is the Hikoki. I'm in the United States, so this is actually from Japan. You can't buy these anywhere in the US. Absolutely fantastic impact driver. Pretty cheap too, about 130 bucks. Not terrible for what it is. This, of course, is the Bolt here in the United States. And of course, I'm running a Metabo HPT battery on this because that is what works on the Hikoki. So very cool to always run those. Makita sent me this. This is the Adventure series of the LXT radio. I actually run CXT batteries on this because I just got those laying around. They work great, and gotta try them, you know, kind of often. You gotta charge them, of course, because it's only a 2 amp hour at 12 volts. Not the biggest batteries out there, but they work just fine, and this thing has been fantastic. All right, so let's go through some of these drawers. Now, I'm a DIYer. I do a lot of work around the house, so this is gonna be my batteries up here. I like to buy the Members Mark or Costco Signature batteries. They work fantastic, and they're relatively cheap. Although I am trying to pull away from disposable batteries this year, trying to go to more of a chargeable stuff, just so I can, of course, save cost and save on waste there. Next drawer is going to be all of my cutting stuff here. So I've got tons of Recipe-Saw blades, razor blades up here, jigsaw, more jigsaw, some of the smaller blades I have for some of the smaller circular saws. I don't even have any small circular saws anymore, but I'll probably buy one eventually. 6 and a half-inch blades and 7 1/4 inch blades are here. And I do a lot of demolition work. I also do AV work, so I need a lot of blades. A lot of Diablo blades are definitely my favorite. They hold the longest. I can usually get about 2 jobs from Diablo blades for the most part, and they work phenomenal. All Next drawer is blank. I like to keep a lot of, I don't know if I like to keep a lot of blank drawers, but I like to keep everything very, very well organized so I can always find it super easy. So next two drawers are purely Makita LXT batteries. I'm doing a big job and I need to pull some chainsaws. I'm gonna pretty much pull this whole drawer of batteries and they'll get me through the entire job quite nicely. So next drawer also is all Makita LXT batteries. Again, this is what I use a ton of. I run a lot of Makita tools. Here I've got some razor blades. I've got, of course, scissors, and I only buy scissors with lifetime warranties on them. So it's going to be Husky and then the Quinn brand from Harbor Freight. So I really like to buy stuff with lifetime warranty. Fun story about this Bosch. I actually found this in the landfill. I was just, going to the landfill, dumping out some stuff, and I looked down at my foot. There was one of these just sitting there. So it was kind of cool. Changed out the batteries, and it works great. And that was about it. So I got this DeWalt little laser measure, not laser level. Actually got this DeWalt one off eBay for 20 bucks, and it's been absolutely fantastic. It's super small, almost like too small, where you can lose it pretty easily. So kind of funny there. Let's go to the next drawer here. All safety glasses, of course, safety first. So keep a whole drawer of just safety glasses, and I've got some headlamps, kind of a miscellaneous drawer in here. Next drawer is going to be all gloves. I like to stock up whenever they go on sale during like the holiday sales or some of the midsummer sales they have at Home Depot. I can buy the larger 6-pair packs, and they're like 10 bucks, so I can have enough of these gloves. I go through maybe a pair or two of gloves every month. All right, next drawer here is all of my Metabo HPT. Awesome recip saw from Metabo HPT, the big 36 volt. I got a number of the 8 amp hour batteries. Got all these from that rebate we had last year. Was awesome. One of my favorite drills here. I think it's definitely better than the Makita subcompact. Also the lifetime warranty is fantastic. Got the triple hammer here, the 36 volt, and a couple of 18 volt batteries in here as well too. All right, next drawer is going to be all of my at-home bits and drill bits here. So I love the Bosch, love the Makita, I got some Milwaukee in here, and I love the DeWalt drill bits, just my favorite bits there. So they really work great and get through most material nicely. Pretty sure you've seen the scale on a few of my older videos. That's been around for quite a while. A couple of random things I pick up here and there, some more of the tape measures, because these always come in 2 packs during the holiday sales. Down here I've got more Makita. This is the LXT brushless recip saw, and this is the XGT Gen 1 recip saw. Nothing too crazy there. Down here is all my nailers. Love the Metabo HPT nailers, much cheaper than Makita and Milwaukee, and they have a lifetime warranty, and they work great. I actually just used that last night for some baseboards. Absolutely fantastic nailers. All right, so on this side, this is just my router drawer. I don't do a lot of routing, but I still have the stuff here. Whenever I do it, maybe a couple times a year, not too often. Just some extra bits in here, the Makita stuff, some of the Milwaukee black oxide. Got like those for like 10 bucks, it was pretty cool. And I got some of the Hercules as well too. This is actually my DeWalt drawer. My wife has a workshop in the back that has all of our DeWalt, not much more than this, but she has a lot of the sanders back there, some of the drills, and that's all I got for DeWalt here. And this is my Milwaukee drawer here. I'll show you some of the other Milwaukee stuff I've got is in another spot as well. But I've got a couple of batteries in here. I got the new spotlight in here, which is really cool. These are the best flashlights I've used from any of the brands. I don't have a lot of Milwaukee or DeWalt, and mostly Makita and a lot of Metabo HPT. All right, so coming around the side here, this is where I like to keep these. Big fan of Kobalt stuff. They have these magnetic socket holders, and I have the Harbor Freight. I love the color coded. It's easy to find out which one you need. Kind of you start memorizing which number is which color, so it's quick to grab these, which is nice. I've got the Tecton, the shallows for the Tecton, and I just use these for these are my heaviest used sockets. I use these everywhere, never broken one. They've been absolutely phenomenal. On the back here, I'm sure you've seen this in a couple other videos, just added up a third XGT charger there. Running triple dual LXT chargers, got a little CXT charger there. This is the Adventure Series. Makita sent this to me. The fan, pretty cool actually. I need to do another review on that. It's actually a pretty sweet tool. All right, so in this drawer here is gonna be my main Makita section. Of course, nowhere near all the Makita I've got, but in here I've got this is actually the Made in Japan Makita pin nailer, which is pretty cool. Definitely, it's got some more features than the Metabo, but I do prefer the Metabo a little bit more. It's lighter, simpler, and of course cheaper. So I haven't found where to put the XGT batteries just yet, as I'm changing over to XGT now. I need to figure that out. This is the Gen 2 XGT impact driver. XGT 19 is in here. Got a multi-tool, jigsaw, router. Got the ratchet, which I don't use actually as much as I thought I would use that. And I got a couple of lights in here as well. All right, so in these drawers here, kind of miscellaneous stuff. I've got, some speed squares, hole saw kits. I've got, some spade bits, just kind of some random stuff in here. Here's all my grinding discs are in here, as well as all of my battery adapters. I don't use those a ton, but they're still quite useful whenever you do need those. Some miscellaneous drill bits. I do recommend to always have some of these. These are broken bolt extractors. They are absolutely, if you need them in a pinch, they are awesome to have. They are a money and time saver, definitely. All right, in this bottom drawer here is some of the larger Makita stuff. Also Makita Adventure Series inflator. And then I've got the grinder, not X-Lock. I had a video on that. I actually returned my X-Lock grinder. Was not a fan of paying more for the discs, just for a slightly faster time. And then you can even use regular discs on it too. So not a fan of the X-Lock. Just went back to the regular grinders and it works great. Got a planer as well too. I actually use that quite a bit actually, quite useful. So I do a lot of AV work. This drawer I need to kind of go through and organize a bit better. I'm kind of always swapping stuff out here from my bags and my truck here, so this has kind of always been a mess in here. But a lot of the usual AV stuff in here, cable testers, some thermometers, kind of continuity testers, Cat 6 crimpers, all the usual stuff in here. Next drawer, of course, is just going to be hammers, a couple of miscellaneous small tape things in here. Got a pry bar as well too. This is a useful drawer here. A lot of the brushes in here. Get these actually from Dollar Tree. It's going to be a 3-pack for $1, so they are fantastic. Also, Harbor Freight has I think a 6-pack for like $3 too. So not a bad deal there. And then the circular saws. Easily my favorite circular saws. I love the Metabo HPT for just a 6.5 inch. And I picked up the XGT yesterday actually. That's the new 7 1/4. Absolutely phenomenal saw. All right, moving over to the US General here. This is my oldest toolbox, although it doesn't look like it. Easily my favorite, definitely the best quality I've had of any of these toolboxes in here. Kobalt, Craftsman, anything. US General has been the best. This is actually a Series 1. So if we go up on top here, this is where I keep all of my miscellaneous chargers. Definitely do yourself a favor and pick up some of the 3-in-1 oil. I use this stuff all the time for a ton of stuff. I've got a Flex charger, a DeWalt charger, Milwaukee charger, Hart, Metabo HPT. Move over here, I've got, of course, some of the Husky clamps, DeWalt clamps. I got an Irwin clamp back there. Over on this side, I've got some of the smaller Husky and DeWalt clamps. And over here, I've got some more of those Kobalt. I think these are the 1/4 inch ones, and I use them for just the Torx and hex keys here. These are absolutely phenomenal. I think Project Farm did a review on these as well too, and they came out somewhere near the top. So these Kobalts, never a broken one. I've used these quite a bit, and of course I'm using those on pretty much only impacts. So they hold up really, really well. Definitely a fan of those. All right, so this drawer up here is going to be a lot of miscellaneous stuff. I've got 2 of these sets of security bits. These come in really, really handy. You never know where you're going to use these. A couple of other little bits back here that I don't use too much. Some Kobalt hex keys as well too. Those are always nice. Both these drawers are kind of just miscellaneous stuff. Nothing too crazy in there. This is mostly just markers, and this is just extra bits. I kind of go through these drawers once in a while and just kind of just throw out a bunch of stuff. All right, so this is my 1/4 inch drawer along with some security bits. I like to keep these right next to each other. So here's all my 1/4 inch ratchets, some extensions. I just ordered last night another rail for these. I got some more sockets from Kobalt, and I just want to get another 2 rails in here to get these organized. So, and then for 1/4 inch sockets, I mostly have Kobalt. I've got some of the vintage Craftsman in here as well too. Some of the Pittsburgh color-coded stuff, because whenever I get a coupon, I like to pick up the color-coded stuff. And I've got some more of the Kobalt back here as well. So kind of was missing out on some of the deeper sockets for 1/4 inch, so picked up a few more of those. I do have some of the Pittsburghs in here, and they're okay. They're not definitely not the best sockets out there. So, but I'd say 1/4 inch is my least used sockets, but I like to have them because they're very cheap, and when you do need them, you really do need them. Definitely get into really small spots. So that's all my entire 1/4 inch drawer there. All right, my next drawer is going to be all of my 3/8 sockets. So I've got a lot of these. I've got another entire rail of an order as well too. I ordered it last night, so I've got all these. Need to go on a rail up here. Also, it's all pretty much going to be Kobalt, Pittsburgh, just like the other drawer for 1/4 inch here too. Don't really use these too much, not as much as I use those on the wall there. So this is kind of just more for storage, but I do occasionally need some additional sizes, and it's great to have those. This is all my 3/8 inch accessories and ratchets are in here, so don't use these a lot. I will say my favorite ratchet of all these ratchets is actually going to be this by Ulsa Tools. They ended up sending me this ratchet, and it's been phenomenal. This is actually the swivel head, so you can use this in pretty much any situation. It's absolutely phenomenal. Easily my favorite ratchet of all these in here. I use this one pretty much the most. And I'd say my second favorite is probably the Pittsburgh Pro here. Just comfortable, light, lifetime warranty of course, and then a couple of extensions in here as well too. So gets the job done, and don't use as much as I thought I would, but definitely handy to have. So my first one of 2 drawers here of pliers and snips and kind of the small needle nose pliers as well. I've just got kind of extra space in this whole toolbox here, so I like to keep these kind of spaced out, which is nice. I will say I'm definitely a fan of the Kobalt stuff and the Doyle stuff when it comes to this size of wrenches in here. A lot of stuff, I found from clients giving it to me, found on jobs and stuff, found at pawn shops. But of course I bought some of the Doyle stuff at Harbor Freight, absolutely phenomenal. Do have a few blue points in here, those are awesome. Definitely, those are super high quality. And let's see what I got in the next drawer here for pliers. That's kind of more of my smaller pliers. Here's my larger pliers in here. Just actually picked this up not too long ago, the Doyle diagonal cut. It's got a little bit of flex to it too, which is kind of cool. But I love, you can tell how much I've used the blue points. I bought these nearly new at a pawn shop, and they've been absolutely phenomenal. Kobalt stuff is fantastic. The Pittsburgh stuff is kind of hit or miss there. But I'm not, I like to get some Nipex, but these have worked fine for me so far, so I don't really see a need to pay the Nipex pricing just yet. I guess until I break one of those, or I'd start, needing a much better end groove joint pliers, I'll probably pick those up then. All right, moving down to the bottom box here. So I've got some screwdrivers, some of my Phillips screwdrivers in here. I've got Husky, one of the Milwaukee's in here. This is one thing I ordered from Japan. This is going to be the Vessels here. And it's been pretty cool actually. It's actually super light. It comes with 3 of these bit sets in here. And I've used it a few times now. It's actually pretty cool. I think I got it for like $5 from Amazon Japan. I just kind of threw it in one of my orders because it was free shipping with it when I had a certain amount. And it's a pretty cool little thing here. Got the Kobalt. These are the diamond tipped. I mostly bought them because I thought the grips were really cool. I do use these quite a bit. Never had any issue with the tips breaking or anything so far, and they've been absolutely fantastic. I will say that between the Kobalts and the Huskies, I definitely like the Huskies the best here so far. All right, moving down to the next is going to be all my flathead screwdrivers. I do have one of the Pittsburghs down here for kind of the small stuff. I use it pretty rarely, but it does come in handy quite a bit because it has all of the small sizes in there that are hard to find, of course. I got the Milwaukee's in here. I don't have a lot of Milwaukee stuff when it comes to hand tools, but I do keep all the Milwaukee sets as my daily work sets. So all the Milwaukee screwdrivers are pretty much daily use for the most part. I got the Huskies in here, the Kobalts. I do like how the Kobalts have that kind of yellow tip there, so you can see my Phillips or my flathead. It's pretty cool, actually. All right, next drawer is going to be wrenches. These are going to be the non-ratcheting, just regular wrenches here. I recommend actually picking this up. This is the Pittsburgh set here. I think it's like a 30-piece set, somewhere around there, and it's like $20 when you get a coupon on it. Now, these wrenches are terrible, but I will say the wrenches down here, these stubby wrenches, are actually awesome to have. I've used a number of times now, and they come in really, really handy. Not for like use on a ton of stuff, but they are awesome to have on hand. I picked these up actually at a pawn shop here. These are all SK. And they've been absolutely great. We really got a wrench on something hard. SK works really good. You get a good grip, and they don't flex, which is really nice. All right, next two drawers are actually identical. I did buy these at a pawn shop, both SAE and metric, of the Icon ratcheting wrenches. These are actually really, really cool. Never had an issue with these so far. So they are reversible ratcheting wrenches, and I use these absolutely a ton. These are my most used wrenches for anything. And I've bought 2 sets of each of them because at a pawn shop had them. I got them for a total of 120 bucks for all 4 sets. And I have no idea where they got them from, but they were all just in there sitting on a case. And I'm like, how much you want for all of them? And they said, yeah, we'll do 120. And I'm like, sure, I'll take it. So I bought all of them. Here's my Ryobi drawer down here. And I've got a few random things in here. I really haven't bought a lot of Ryobi at all. I've actually found a lot of it in the trash, ironically. And a lot of it still worked. A couple of these batteries here I got from a guy I was next to at the dump, and he was just throwing stuff away, and he's like, hey, I got some Ryobi stuff, you want it? And I'm like, sure, I'll take it. Next drawer here is going to be zip ties, going to be no duct tape. Check out some of these deals I get here on this. I have picked up 3 of these. I think Zach got a few of these too. Was 17 bucks down to $1.06 from Lowe's, so pretty cool. Love grabbing those deals. I definitely saved a lot of money hunting a lot of deals. All right, so this is going to be just an empty drawer down here. Recently cleaned that out a couple days ago. All right, this drawer, this whole box over here is going to be a lot less interesting. I'll go through this one much quicker. This is going to be a Mastercraft box. I got this from a client who used to be, I forgot what he used to do. I think he worked at Disney and he did something in mechanical. He was getting rid of his whole shed, and I said if I could grab the toolbox. He's like, yeah, sure, grab it. Now all these drawers in here are actually just metal on metal. There is absolutely no bearings or anything. So you have to make sure you keep that greased, of course, but I use this entirely as my hardware drawer. Not all of my hardware can fit in here, but a lot of it does, and it's gonna be just pure hardware. It's really nice to have one of these entirely dedicated to just hardware. So gonna be a lot of screws. I got Tapcons in here. I keep everything as organized as best I can, and that's the whole drawer, is all just screws, nails, hardware, nuts and bolts. That's it. All right, now we'll move over to the final side of my garage over here. I like keeping a garage fridge. Great to keep drinks in, of course, and just, extra freezer space is always nice. Cool story on the arcade machine here. I actually found this on the side of the road one day, and it was just sitting there, and I picked up through my truck. I was pretty sure it wasn't gonna work. I thought I had to replace a few parts. It works totally fine. You can plug it right in. It's good to go. Only thing I had to do was, of course, kind of make a new base for it quick, and that's about it. It works fantastic. It also works as a fantastic place to store a miter saw above it, so it works pretty good there. It's kind of a dual purpose thing, which is kind of cool. All right, so this is the Craftsman box, and I will say, if you ask me, hey, what's the worst box that I own? Craftsman by far. This is basically a soda can on wheels. This thing is, look at this. And this is actually pretty full of stuff too. This thing is just terrible. I definitely don't recommend buying Craftsman boxes. They are overpriced and they use the thinnest metal possible on these things. So definitely don't recommend these. I did get this really, really cheap. I think I paid like 20 or 30 bucks for the whole thing. It was also a clearance deal last February, I think I picked this up. And I don't know, I got it really cheap and I'm happy to at least get it, but yeah, I don't recommend these. They're not great I don't think this is gonna last very long. All right, so I got one of the best inflators you can buy in the market. This is the M18 from Milwaukee. It's bulky, yes, but it's got a cool built-in fan and it's absolutely phenomenal, super fast inflating. Over here, I've got my impact wrenches. So I've got the Makita High Torque. This is going to be the Metabo HPT, kind of the subcompact. And then I've got both of the DeWalt 12-volt Extremes, the 3/8 and the 1/4 inch here. These actually put out more power than the Metabo, which is kind of funny. But the Metabo is IP56, so I like using this for kind of, general purpose. I'm outside. You don't need to worry about rain or any dust getting in there. It's absolutely a phenomenal piece. All right, top drawer here, kind of just miscellaneous storage. This actually entire box here is kind of more of miscellaneous stuff. It's nothing really too crazy in here. I got this drawer empty. I had a bunch of wrenches in there, but I got rid of those. This is gonna be some of the Hart batteries, some random clamps I have for my camper and my truck. Definitely keep a battery bag, just in case you have a battery starting to kind of expand. You can throw it in here to keep it safe from a lithium fire, which is nice. When you take it, of course, recycle as fast as you can. I've got this drawer here is also totally empty. My next drawer is actually going to be all of my chainsaw bars and chains in here. Kind of nice to have one of these. I got all of these for 10 bucks on clearance at Lowe's, so I keep a ton of those in stock, and those are nice to have because, of course, those are not cheap to replace by any means. Here is my half-inch drawer. So I've got some of the Casio Man. I'm not really, particular on brand too much with this stuff, so I like to find the best deals when there's a sale, and I'll pick up what I need. So I've got Casio Man in here. I've got some of the Icon stuff, which absolutely is phenomenal stuff. This is just the Pittsburgh, kind of like the starter pack for impact stuff here. So it's 3/8 and half-inch. It's a ton of skips in here, but a lot of useful sizes. This is the first one I bought, and it's still going strong. I've broken absolutely nothing in here, which is pretty cool. I got this from Mix Power on Amazon. I definitely needed some axle bolt sockets. I use the 38 a lot in here, and they've worked out great for the few times I've had to use them now, so they're awesome. This is the Pittsburgh Pro. These always go on sale for like 20 bucks for the deep half-inch impact sockets, and they've been totally fine so far. I haven't broken any of these just yet, and I've got a couple of extensions in here as well. All right, next door is kind of a miscellaneous thing. Got some light bulbs in here, some half-inch ratchets, some more Icon sockets. These are SAE. I've also got some of my flex stuff in here. It's actually all the flex stuff I have now. Is just the reciprocating saw, 2 batteries, and of course the charger. That's going to be over there. All right, next drawer is going to be all of the SPACs that I got on sale. I got these actually for $1 a piece. I picked up all of them that I could find at Lowe's. I'll go through these in probably 2 or 3 years. I do use screws quite a bit. And it's cool to pick up all these for that cheap because it's like 15, 20 bucks a box. So pretty cool. It's my mini bike, go-kart, just miscellaneous parts in here. It's a great deep box to store that stuff in, so it works out pretty good. And then this is just a miscellaneous drawer here with a lot of, a few corded tools that I still own, a heat gun. This is the Harbor Freight chainsaw sharpener. A couple other random things in here. The little hose from the miter saw. One new thing I bought recently is a Daytona 3-ton. This is the long reach jack in here, so it works out great. It's like 200 bucks, kind of expensive for it, but hopefully it'll last a lot longer than a lot of the 2-tons that I bought. Some mini bike tires and stuff, and then I got this shelf recently from a client. It's been pretty cool actually. I like this commercial grade kind of aluminum, works out really well. So all right guys, that's my entire toolbox setup in my garage. Not all my tools, of course. I've got a lot of stuff laying around and on my back workshop, but that is all of my toolbox storage. So guys, hope you enjoyed the video. Take care guys, have a great day.